Great. So today, one special guest I do have from Sri Lanka, and thank you so much, Shanilka Fernando, that you accepted my request and you are here on this YouTube channel.
Yes, thank you for the invitation. Uh, First of all, I am from Sri Lanka, so I have worked as a teacher first.
Great.
Later, now I'm completing my doctoral degree, serving as an audiologist.
That's great stuff.
So
Great.
yes, so that is the thing. Now I'm in my last final year, so it's completion of the final year.
So tough time.
Yeah, it's a bit tough.
Great. Right. I do understand. But okay, that's great. So we want to know more. First, we want to know more about your country, Sri Lanka, and then we can proceed with the other questions.
Yeah, Sri Lanka, if you take, it is like we called it as the pearl of Indian Ocean. So
Right.
it is like a small pearl in the Indian Ocean, which has almost all the facilities that is given by the nature itself. Nature, it seems like we depend more on agriculture. We depend more on things we get from nature itself. We have more natural food, and other than that, we are more dependent on the sea because we have sea on all the sides of our island.
Right.
Yeah, so and it is a warm welcoming country.
So if someone is going to visit, especially from India to Sri Lanka, so what are the different places you're going to have communication that you can suggest? And what are the greeting words, so they should feel, that they are more connected with each other.
Yes, the first thing I should say, when we meet anyone in Sri Lanka, we have to say Ayubowan. You can try that.
What is that?
Ayubowan.
Are you born?
Yes, Ayubowan. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So it's like Namaste here in India. Okay,
Okay.
that means, yeah, you may live long. You may
Oh,
live long is the meaning of this.
that's great. That's
So yeah, this is the greeting we use mostly. This is a traditional type of greeting.
great.
Okay, so other than that, places for visit you asked. So we have a lot of places which are environmental friendly, more forests and some ancient monuments. If you go to Anuradhapura side, we have more ancient monuments which is related to Buddhism. So some are related to Buddhism. Then we have some rocks which are carved with different statues, different monuments, more historical aspects.
Oh,
And
great.
on the other side, that is nature and history. And one more side is we have some palaces. And if you know, like it is mostly a Buddhist country. So
Okay.
we have the Temple of Tooth Relic, which is very famous in Kandy area. That is hill station, hill country.
Okay.
So in this area, you will find the specialties. You will find this. We call it in our language. We call it as Dalanda Maligav.
Okay.
So this is one good place to visit
Mhm.
because you will get more spirituality also. And other than that, it's as usual. You will find many of the places to hang out. That is like with nature, more botanical gardens. And some British colonial buildings,
Okay.
some churches, some forts. So many things. If I clubbing means you have everything there. You have all the things you needed to have in different places. You can club it into one place. Then it is Sri Lanka.
Great, great, awesome.
So
Buddhists, they are in majority, right?
yes,
Okay.
majority is Buddhism.
Okay, and then what other religion like people, they are following there in Sri Lanka?
Yes, other than Buddhism, we have Christianity, Catholicism, Hinduism, mostly very light percentage Muslims and very light percentage of Jainism.
Okay. Great.
So these are it's like mainly it comes to Buddhist and other regions are very minorities.
Okay, okay, great. That's nice. So, if I talk about how Sri Lanka is more connected, because you're from Sri Lanka, so how it is more connected with India, like the differences that you observe, between these two countries.
Yes, if I'm going to answer this question, so it's a bit tough because there are more similarities here between India and Sri Lanka because
Right.
it's mostly Asian countries, right?
Right.
So yeah, so the differences, bit of climate, you will find differences. So other than that, major things is like language. Language, because we have in Sri Lanka, it's mainly Sinhala language and Tamil.
Right.
And then English. Okay, three languages.
Right.
Here in India, I think so many languages you have.
We do
If
have
you,
like
yeah,
22 official languages, but if we'll talk
yes,
about other dialects, so it will go in the
yeah, that's
hundreds.
what, yeah, that's what. So even I can't tell, even the 22 list I can't remember. At least few I can't remember. So that is
Right.
there. So
Right.
language differences.
Mhm.
So culture, yeah, here the culture is more diverse because we have only few religions, few races. Here you have more religions, more races. So the culture becomes more diverse.
Right. Right.
So this is few differences. And other than that, yeah. So the like tropical region and all, it's same, mostly same, but climate it's different, and people also it's a bit different. When you come from Sri Lanka to India, you will find similarities in some people, but when going towards the upper side of India, I think Himalayan regions and all, I think you find differences.
Right.
Yeah, so these are some differences.
Mhm. Okay, great. That's great. What about food? Like you, have you ever tasted, Indian, North Indian food, or I'm very sure you must have taken, South Indian. So, have you
Yes.
ever tasted, North Indian food, or like in your country, like how it is cooked, especially. We like, spicy food generally. If we talk about the Indian guys, most of the Indian guys, they like, spicy food. So, what you want to tell about Sri Lankan guys, like what exactly they want, what sort of food they do like?
Yeah, so if we talk about food, it's divided into two parts in Sri Lanka. So it's like mainly we are dependent on rice. We
Oh,
have almost rice items and fish items.
oh, great.
So it's divided into two means. If we go to village side, you will get more vegetables with rice and different fish, different meat items, non-veg items. So if we go towards the town, that means city area, it's a bit different. That is like more towards fast food.
Oh,
So, and we have more varieties. If I tell with India, relationship with India, so more towards Kerala food.
oh,
If you tell but in Kerala you find idiyappam,
right.
roti, dosa. These things we find in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So in India, I think we don't find dosa. Italy we find dosa and
Those are
what you call,
famous in India also.
yeah. In
Even in
India,
North India, it's very famous.
very, yeah.
People love it.
But
Right.
yeah, in South Indian foods like sambar and all, we don't find there. Sambar, rasam, we don't find. So what you call pulao, some
Right.
items here.
Okay.
So we don't find in Sri Lanka. It's different, and we give more prominent to fish because we have enough fish and more vegetables.
Something by water.
And yes,
Great.
so yes, great. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. Do you understand Hindi language?
Yes, I understand. Like mostly we speak in Sri Lanka, it's Sinhala, Tamil, English, here a bit of Hindi and Kannada.
So you understand Hindi language?
Bit, it's not proper. It's like mixture of Hindi, Kannada, Marathi, Telugu, everything.
Okay, great. So, if I want to know like any word that in Hindi that you want to share with me, like I'll come to know like whether you means maybe one or two or maybe a sentence or maybe a word that you want to share with us in Hindi.
Yeah, in Hindi you need. Okay. So if I'm going to ask what is your name, आपका नाम क्या है?
Right, excellent,
Is it
excellent.
right?
Right.
So
Correct. That's great.
like that few things which are like basic.
Right. That's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. So, mm, do you watch Indian movies or maybe Hollywood or maybe South Indian movies or these movies? And who is your favorite actor or actress from India?
Mostly like if I'm going to males, it's Salman Khan,
Oh,
and in females, it's like Deepika Padukone.
okay. Great, 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 great.
So
Excellent.
if if you ask like where to like Indian movies, no, everyone in the world will watch Indian movies.
Right.
It's like that today.
True, true.
That means you have tracked the full audience in the whole world in one place.
Right. So, any favorite movie or maybe song or something from Bollywood?
Any favorite movie? So actually, like movies, this is I think Tare Samipar, can you remember? It was
Yes,
bit old
you're right.
because I was also a child when it was released. So that story really touched me.
Oh, great, great, great.
So yeah, because like today, like I'm also in profession, so I understand like that
Yeah,
movie
that
because it
challenges.
touched me a lot.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So great. So what grade you're teaching in the school?
I was earlier, now I'm not teaching. Earlier, I was teaching as a biology, chemistry, physics professor. It was 12th standard.
Oh, great, great.
So yeah, I was working as an HOD also
Oh, that's great.
parallelly. Yeah, and it was for Edexcel exams,
Mhm.
Edexcel Cambridge exams.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, um, okay. So if I talk about, teaching your profession, so what do you think? Like, what are the major hurdle, when you're teaching the students or as a teacher, like what are the main problem or especially challenges you face in classroom or maybe outside classroom?
Yeah, inside classroom, if we say no, all the students are not same. It's different, right? So we have to change according to the students. So inside, so that is one thing. So like yeah, so we have to be more conscious about the student. We have to understand the student. We have to go to their level and then start whatever we teach. Whatever we teach, it may be basics, it may be something really tough, complex. So we should go to the level of the student. Then only he will understand. So and challenges, if I go for challenges, I don't have much of the challenges because I was very strict that time. So students didn't approach much.
They don't dare to do anything.
Yeah, because I don't feel, because I have seen other people had facing, especially with lady teachers, they will used to play and all those things. So if you're a bit strict, no, I didn't face much challenges with students. Like they were not like they were like when I started, I will teach. They will be fine. They will, if I understand, I ask whether you understood or not. They will, that time only they will ask the questions. They will ask the doubts, clarify. Then it's done. So not much of challenges.
Okay, great. So fine. Okay, so do you have any experience related to India, especially if we talk about any conference program that gave you, a memorable experience and which you want to share with us?
Yeah, so I have participated so many conferences, like in different fields, conferences, participated, spoken, and different fields. So one conference I can remember is this Yamun conference, so which was held last year. So we had a great time, like with foreigners around the world. Actually, many people around the world. We got together. So we had worked together. We had designed research proposals. We had done so much of work. So we had debates, we had talks, so we had what events, we had what different items like dancing, so many things we had. So that is one conference which I would appreciate a lot. So because like we people don't get that chance to do all the things in one place, right?
Right.
So if we like in my personal experience, if I'm participating to some in my field, if I'm participating to some conference, see, I'm participating something regarding ear. So there will be like in medical sciences. So ear, that means it's full of audio, ear, and all those things, instrumentation, and like patients, case history, case studies, and all those. Only that. But this was like a platform. Like we had a more free time, like we had different amounts, different committees we had, so we could select one committee which we like the most.
Right.
So it was like something very different for us.
So which committee you were in?
I was saying, I guess it was WHO.
Okay,
WHO committee, yes.
that's good.
World Health Organization committee, because it's related to my field that I choose. So
So yeah, you must have enjoyed the way you have explained it, so I can easily understand. Like you must have enjoyed it.
yeah.
So, but because you're talking about like you did a research work and then it was a teamwork and you had to speak so many so many things to do at a single platform, and then you're talking about like dancing and all, singing and all. So what was that?
Yes. So if you are asking a difficult question, whole thing I should give you one or two words means it's very difficult. So it's like mainly like we did so many things. Like if we are going to research side, we did about that time it was like high timing COVID wave, first and second waves. So we were having so many things regarding that. So some people gave some things about environment and all, so we were working with that.
Right.
So and in that side, research side, so in dancing, recreational activities, if you think, some people were singing, some people were like what they were doing yoga, some were doing different games. So some were doing, yeah, some were giving motivational speeches and all this. I can remember I was dancing. So
What was that dance?
yeah,
Which form?
yeah, yeah, it was some traditional dance in Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan traditional dance.
Oh,
We
great.
have some called as Eastern dancing in Sri Lanka. So it was Eastern upcountry.
Okay.
So it was Eastern upcountry dance. So we did that dance. So and other than that, we had general meetings in the evening. Actually, in my time it was evening. Some others time it will be like morning.
Yeah,
So it was different.
conference.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, so then we, yeah, after that also we were like so much of friends got together from different parts of the world.
Oh, great.
So it was nice.
That's great. Great. Okay. So, what about sports? Like, what are the different sports which is famous in Sri Lanka? If you talk about India, cricket. Okay, it's still at number one. We do have so many sports, but it's still, I can say, people are crazy. You know, they do have different formats of cricket. One day, T20. I'm very sure, like like we watch, Sri Lankan teams also playing, these games, these formats. But in whole, in totality, if we talk about Sri Lanka, so what are the different games like they do play? Or is it same like India, like cricket is the best and rest of the game like is normal?
Yeah, actually we also, it's like same only because we have so many sports. Majorly it's like national sport is volleyball.
Oh.
Volleyball, but still people prefer more for cricket. Cricket, like it's like yeah, cricket we have even from our childhood, more than volleyball, basketball, football. We are very much interested in cricket. Cricket means we have been playing cricket from childhood. So and later we have been like until the end of our school, then after that college, university and all, we were playing cricket much. And even there's no age difference, there's no gender difference. More both males, females, both young children, adults, they are like fans of cricket.
Oh, great.
From one side. So other than that, all the other sports commonly which we found in India, and most of the sports we find in Asian countries, we find there. So these are like more like, and one thing special is like we have some traditional sports.
Oh.
So if in India, if I tell, like you have some things like kabaddi and all.
Right.
Yes, so we have some other traditional sports in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, so these are also like, this is like majorly played by minorities because like it's not a major sport until now. It's like not up to national level, but at school levels we play it.
Oh, new generation, especially in India, if you talk about the metropolitan cities, it's you feel like they are more Western than Indian. I'm talking about the culture here. So is the same thing happening in Sri Lanka also, or they are somewhere attached with their own culture?
Yeah, if I say in a manner, because like after the colonization, no, with British and English, most of the after the colonization, British, English, after their capture, actually in Sri Lanka it's British, English, Portuguese, Dutch. So many people captured. So many
like Indian history.
Yeah. So many things from them started from that time. It was it was back in decades, centuries. So they started. So now it's like more towards because of this social media, because of this global world we tell, global earth. So because of this connection, mostly the culture is not devaluated. Its culture is present, but they are trying to take more Western towards the culture. That is like they are trying to protect the culture and also to take that into the Western world. Like if you see in dress patterns and all, it's getting different. Different means like if we see like we have different dress patterns. It's not Western. It's our local dress patterns and food patterns. So, but still they are trying to match with Western because like you see in India also, you see if I say some dress patterns in India, like it's like some sari, dhoti,
Right.
lungi, and they are trying to mix that with kurta and others. They are
Right.
trying to mix that with Western side, right? So
Right.
in like that in Sri Lanka also, they are trying to just mix that bit with Western sides, more towards Western side,
Right.
but still they
Right.
are trying to protect the culture also.
Yes.
So and yeah, and one more thing is like English has been a great effect.
Right.
See, because now in our country it was like mainly Sinhala and Tamil. Tamil is very minority, so it's like mainly one language Sinhala.
Right.
But now it's starting like it had started within past 15 to 20 years. I think English had started a main role.
Oh.
Earlier, I can remember when I was 6, 7 years old, I see on the boards of shops and on the outside in the roads. So we can see different boards. So it was only in Sinhala language.
Okay.
Now it's like Sinhala, English both. So
Okay.
it's bit westernized.
At least, at least if we'll talk about languages. Great.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great. Youngsters, after completing graduation, post-graduation, or maybe particular course, or maybe a skill-based course, like generally, in India, they prefer if, in remote areas, in metropolitan cities, they do have other options. They are working in private sector, but in the general tendency in India, they want to go for government job first. So now you can understand like competition is a bit tough, but the priority is given to government job always. What about Sri Lanka? Like most of the youngster, what they do think, what sort of job they want to do in private sector or in public sector? What is the situation?
Yes, if I'm going to answer to that, see, before 10 to 15 years, it was like that same thing. Government job means it's better because we have more validity, reliability of government. Government will not collapse. So some other days parties will change, but government will continue. So the government, yeah, jobs are reliable and valid for most all the time.
Right.
So they had that idea before 10, 15 years. And private, it's like very difficult. Sometimes government policies change. Some private companies has to like go out of the country. Some others have to change new. So it's different. So now coming to present situation, I think it's mostly towards private sector. Now government sector, it's reliable, valid. Everything is there. But the problem is people are more relaxed in private sector now. Because in government sector means you have to do whatever the government jobs, whatever they say, you have to do it properly. And they are going according to their statistics and their manner. But here in private sector, you have some open-minded way. So you can think, you can put in your ideas, you can change the systems. So you can, like, it's a very like relaxed manner. It's not like confirmed, you have to do like this as in government. So I think current generation, it's mostly towards the private sector. Private sector we are trying, and mostly they are because private sector we can have more relationship with international relationships because most of the countries are from other countries, other like continents. So they have good opportunity. Like you can migrate from this country to other country for some time. Then in same company, same work position, you can migrate, then come back. So you guys can get a different experience.
Right.
So this is there. In government sector, it's very difficult to get this opportunity.
Restrictions are there.
Yeah, that's what restrictions are there. They will be checking so many things and age factor and all. So here it's like in private sector, it's like if you're open-minded, if you're doing all the things properly, and if you like you are more creative, so they accept.
Right.
So yeah, thank you. And before ending, I want to ask a question from you because you have been asking questions. I was answering.
Okay, fine. So you're most welcome.
Yeah. So in Sri Lanka, what was the most touching thing for you?
Of course, my favorite thing is food. So like in India, we do have so many states, when I'm visiting different states, I always enjoy, food. In 2019, I went to Kerala and it was really good experience. I enjoyed meal a lot. I did my conference also over there.
Okay, so I'm inviting you for a visit.
No,
with all the viewers also.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So in case if if I'll be there again, we'll have one more round of interview session.
Yeah, because if you start speaking that Rama, Ravana, All those things, it will take 2 or 3 days to explain properly.
Right. You're right.
You touch the most difficult and most like longest story of the history.
I just want to know, like, I was watching YouTube channel and I came to know, like they do have similar sort of, there's one place, I don't know the name, I don't remember it. And they do have same sort of, vegetation, which is in Himalaya. So they were explaining like that. So I want to check it out. Like, is it like that or not?
From Sri Lanka, I think from India, I guess it's Kanyakumari.
Kanyakumari, right.
Kanyakumari, yes.
Yeah.
From that place, there was a railway and it was broken.
Yes.
It was broken, and after that, no repairs were taken. I think the governments are still trying to fix that. For more than 20 to 30 years, they are trying to fix that. Because it's in between a border of two countries, so they have to discuss. They have to come to one agreement.
Right.
So, yeah, that railway was there, and I think if you visit to Kanyakumari, at least some part was there. Some part is there until now.
Yes.
Some temple, you're a Hindu. I don't know the name. Some temple is there. Some starting from R, I can't remember. Rameshwaram or something.
Rameshwaram, right.
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah.
Yes.
And I should thank you for interviewing me.
No, I think I should say thank, because you're quite busy in your studies and all, and then you decided, okay, you come on this YouTube channel. So once again, thank you so much. It was pleasure talking with you.